SportsBeat is brought to you by Ken Garth. We hear you.
The wait is over. It's Christmas for football fans. The NFL is back. Thanks for watching SportsBeat. JJ and Sam with you for the next 45 minutes. We have the best from this first Sunday of the season, as well as the best from our locals in the NFL.
Yeah, the NFL is king, but we have more than that as well today. BYU's game against Army is postponed, so what's next for the Cougars? Wait till you see what the Army AD had to say about it and what the Utah Jazz need to do to improve this offseason. There are some locals in the NFL hopefuls that are on the BYU football team. The next BYU football game, though, is going to have to wait another week after it was revealed yesterday that BYU's game with Army has been postponed because of COVID-19 cases connected to the BYU football program. Still, BYU's big win on Labor Day over Navy is resonating with the voters in the AP poll. BYU cracking the top 25 at number 21. It's the 9th time that BYU has been ranked in the top 25 of the AP poll since becoming an FBS independent in 2011. They're also ranked 22nd in the coaches poll. Pouring a little salt into the wound of that postponed game is the Army athletic director, Mike Buddy. He tweeted this today, quote, undefeated COVID-negative college football team from New York looking for like-minded, disciplined team for a date next Saturday. Must also be COVID-negative. Ouch. Well, after watching all of this college football fun for 2 weeks, the Big Ten doesn't want to be bystanders anymore. Jeff Potricus from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel first reporting that the Big Ten presidents and chancellors will be voting this week to resume the season with a target start date of October 17th. They need 9 votes in favor.
Well, from football to basketball in the Utah Jazz, the NBA informed teams this week that the season will not begin before Christmas, and November 18th is now the proposed date for the draft, pushed back from October 16th.
Yeah, the Jazz are in full off-season mode now. Dennis Lindsey and Justin Zanuck leading the charge in building a better team for the future. A part of that is negotiating deals with their 2 stars.
Yes, more than Donovan Mitchell will be signing the max contract extension once free agency begins. He'd be crazy not to. But what about Rudy Gobert, who's eligible for the Supermax? Can the Jazz keep both of them and keep them happy? Dennis Lindsey said it's rare for a franchise to have 2 players of that caliber of Donovan and Rudy, and those are the kind of players you want to keep.
We're extremely pleased at who both of those players are as people. You know, it's really, really hard to get core franchise level talent in any market, big or small, but it's exponentially hard to get that level of talent that has a high level of character and competitiveness.
Game 6 today between Denver and L.A. The Clippers are 0-6 all-time in games to clinch a conference finals appearance. Kawhi Leonard, step back 3. He was trying to do his job. Paul George in the third quarter, 3 of his 33 points. The Clippers led by as many as 19, but back came Denver, led by Nikola Jokic. He had 34, 14, and 7. And Denver's now 5-0 and facing elimination this postseason. That's pretty good. They forced Game 7.
The Clippers have never been to the conference finals. That's crazy. Wow. Time for a short break. When we come back, more NFL. The number 1 overall draft pick, Joe Burrow, gave his team a chance to win on the final play. See how it ended.
And Phillip Rivers shined in his debut with the Colts. Was it enough, though? And we're going to turn back the clock to relive the highlights from a BYU football classic on this day 12 years ago. SportsBeat returns after this.
SportsBeat is brought to you by Ken Garth. We hear you.
We turn the clock back 12 years to one of the most dominant wins in BYU football history.
UCLA had no idea what was coming to them when they went to Provo on this day in 2008.
Yes, it was a reunion between Lavelle Edwards and Norm Chow, but Lavelle got the best of them in this one. What a day the Cougars had. Max Hall was on fire. Dennis Pitta, caught 5 passes, 47 yards, 2 scores. Austin Collie had a monster game, 10 catches, 110 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Harvey Unga had gotten the fun too. 5 catches, 42 yards and 2 scores. He also had 72 yards rushing, and Michael Reed, 5 catches, 90 yards and a score. Max Hall was 27 of 35 for 271 yards and 7 touchdowns. Remember this, BYU fans, a 59-0 victory over a Pac-10 team at the time.
To the high school gridiron. We're going to count down the top 5 plays from high school football as well this weekend. You don't want to miss these. They're pretty great. Don't go anywhere. Lots more SportsBeat after this.
We now turn our attention to the best from Utah high school football this week. The most interesting game was a Utah County battle. Pleasant Grove, ranked number 5 in our latest Game Night Live power rankings, visiting number 13 Lehigh. And
Lehigh's only loss came week 1 against American Fork. Since then, though, they've been pretty dominant against their opponents.
They will pick things up here in the 4th quarter. 3 minutes left to play in the game. Lehigh quarterback Creighton Cooper to Isaiah Tawai, an 8-yard touchdown. Lehigh up 8, Pleasant Grove driving. Sam Levitt airs it out, and he connects with Darius Clemens, the 4-star receiver, with a 40-yard touchdown. With 27 seconds left, the 2-point conversion was good, so we go to overtime. Lehigh with the ball first, Cooper going for it all, but Cooper Camberlongo is there to pick it off. So all PG needs to do is score for the win, and they do just that. Spencer Tautioli finishes it off. He had 2 touchdowns, along with 21 tackles and a sack. PG moves to 5-0.
Second-ranked American Fork hosting 19th-ranked Harriman. It wasn't even a contest. Maddox Madsen to Garrison Grimes, a 15-yard touchdown for the 7-0 lead, and the defense was outstanding. Look at Tamamalosi Birmingham with the sack, and then in the second quarter, Brendan Bourgeois with the interception, and Madsen just kept slinging it. Look at this. He's going to get flushed out of the pocket, still connects with Grimes for a touchdown. He also threw 3 touchdown passes to Fisher Ingersoll. Madsen had 9 last week, 7 more touchdown passes this week, 27 through 5 games. That's ridiculous. 56-6 to win.
Skyridge hosting Jordan, and Skyridge sophomore quarterback McKay Hillstead taking a page out of Madsen's playbook. He gets things started with his legs, the keeper, for a 61-yard score. Then just a minute and a half later, Hillstead, one of his favorite targets, James Palmer, 69-yard touchdown. That connection was working all night, this time for 21 yards. Let's go to the second quarter, a 22-yard shovel pass and a score.
That's going to be.
Then just before the half, a quick slant turns into a 96-yard score. 96 yards on a slant. Skyridge with a dominant win. Hillstead throws for 6 touchdowns and ran for 2 in the win.
4th-ranked Lone Peak hosting number 9 Orem. First play from scrimmage. Lone Peak's Luke Romney. Deep downfield to Crew McChesney, and that's it. 80-yard touchdown for the game's opening score. In the second quarter, Orem evens it up. Lance Reynolds to Aisaki Toyivao, 7-7. Lone Peak combined quarterbacks in the second quarter. First, Jonah Hamuli deep downfield to Will Christensen, a gain of 27. Then Luke Romney finishes it off to Weston Covey for a touchdown. The Knights hold Orem to their lowest output of the season in a 24-7 win.
Bingham picked up its first win last week, looking for number 2 against a really good Westlake team. This one was a defensive battle, but Bingham would find the end zone in the second quarter. Samisi Vai, 29 yards to take a 10-0 lead.
Nice read there.
Then some help from the defense. Isaiah Glasker. The hurdle. Right here. Whoop. Then he's going to tiptoe the sideline. It gets a little daylight. What an effort. Bingham, with the help from this, gets the win on the road, 24-3.
Number 1 Corner Canyon had a rivalry matchup with the Alta Hawks. Corner Canyon up 7-0 in the first. Alta runs it back the other way in a hurry. Samuel Black capping the drive with a 13-yard touchdown after the failed PAT. It's 7-6 Chargers, but once again, Corner Canyon just goes crazy on offense. Jackson Dart scores on the keeper for the lead. And then how about some touchdown passes? 20 yards to Cody Hagan, another one 25 yards to Talmadge Handley. Dart had 3 rushing scores, 4 passing touchdowns. Another big win, 56-6.
Mountain Ridge and Timpview Thunderbirds still looking for their first win in week 5. They get some earlier help. Opening kickoff, Raider DeMooney. He's going to take it to the house. Let's go to the third. Timpview leading 29-3. And the defense comes up big. DeMooney with the interception, and he finds the end zone. So he's got a special team score, a defensive score. Why not an offensive score? He finds Chad Allred for the touchdown pass. T-Birds win 43-3.
Well, after those powerful windstorms, one light tower at Bountiful High School was knocked down this week by those storms. The Braves game against Woods Cross was then moved from Thursday night to Friday afternoon. So it wasn't under the lights, but it was still quite the show. In the first quarter, Sione Mamata is going to get the pick. Takes it 74 yards for the 6. And that's an early lead for Woods Cross. Let's just get straight to the fourth quarter. Bountiful needs 2 scores in the final 6 minutes. Here's one. Max Barker to Brooks Cornelius. Switches directions and still gets into the end zone. Braves are down 4. Then after a pass interference, Bountiful, 1 play left with no time on the clock. Barker to Cornelius. That's your game winner. 26-24.
Throw. Granger at Hunter. The Wolverines 0-4. Looking to turn their season around. Not a bad start with this. Justice Frasato. Pick 6, 65 yards, 7-0 Hunter. Then in the second quarter, Coney Tahi adds another score for the Wolverines. They take a 14-0 lead, and they go on to win this one with ease.
Layton opened up Region 1 play at Davis. First possession for the Darts, Spencer Ferguson. How about 51 yards? This was just the start of a huge first quarter for Davis after that touchdown. Then after a Davis safety, the Darts get the ball back, and Chance Trujillo, 45-yard bomb to David Spute. They scored 30 in the first quarter. Davis puts Layton away 40-7.
The good karma was with Bonneville Friday night against Viewmont. Viewmont scored first. But Bonneville didn't let them enjoy it long. Cord Shaw on the return, and he takes it 95 yards to tie it up at 7. Second quarter, Will Schultz glides one downfield to Derek Reeder. And Reeder had 3 touchdowns in the game. That one a 60-yarder. Game was tied at 27 at the half, but in the second half, the Lakers pull away. Shaw with a touchdown run, and Bonneville's now 4-1 with the 44-27 win. We went to Cache Valley Friday night for our Game Night Live Game of the Week. The defending 4A state champion Skyview Bobcats seeking their 17th straight win, visiting their rival, the Green Canyon Wolves. These 2 schools were split 4 years ago. Skyview made a statement right from the start. First play of the game, quarterback Kason Carlson going deep to Isaac Larson. It's an 80-yard touchdown. Nice. Larson had himself a night. This catch should get the attention of college recruiters. Wow, he had a touchdown on offense and a touchdown on defense, too, with Green Canyon driving to cut the lead to 7. Larson takes it the other way. A 95-yard pick 6, and Skyview turns this into a rout, their 17th win in a row.
Bear River was looking to spoil Ridgeline's perfect season. The Bears with the hot start in this one. Case Jones up the middle and all the way to the house. 84 yards gave the Bears a 7-0 lead. You know, Ridgeline's got a high-powered offense, and it kept him in the game. Caden Cox to Strat Simmons. It's 24-14 Riverhawks at the half. Start of the second half, Chance Udi. See you later. 67 yards. The Bears have cut the lead to 4, but Ridgeline right back at him. Caden Cox to Jovesa Damuni. That would put the game out of reach. Ridgeline versus Skyview Thursday night.
I'm watching that game. Box Elder looking for its first win of the season. They were facing Region 5 foe Farmington. Second quarter, Parker Buchanan runs it in for the Bees. 8-0 lead after the 2-point conversion. Farmington would score the next 2, though. Boston Reinhold, then Mitch Nielsen to take the lead 14-8. But then in the fourth quarter, Buchanan uses his cannon to Trevin Johnson, and the Bees win this one by 1. A big win for Box Elder.
Riverton hosting 8th-ranked Kearns. Kearns leading 14-7. Naki Leha breaks through the pile for the 48-yard touchdown run. 21-7 Cougars, and really they were just getting started. Third quarter, Riverton marching, and what an effort from Braden Hunkin. But he's ruled out of bounds. That cost Riverton. Next play, Charles Henderson picks it off. That's how it cost him. A 102-yard return for another Kearns touchdown. And how about it? They're still undefeated, 44-19.
Region 9, Cedar City facing Pineview. First quarter, look how Pineview closes out this drive. Ryan Jordan just bowls his way across the goal line. 7-0 Panthers. They were big on defense, too. Bryston Caballero with the pick. Then this time it's Ian Becker getting the interception. Braden Bennell threw for 384 yards and 4 touchdowns, and Pineview rolls. Whew, what a play.
Brighton was visiting the current kings in Region 6, the Olympus Titans. In the second quarter, Bengals up 14-7. Tommy Hogan pulls it down for the 5-yard touchdown. It's 14-14 at the half. Third quarter, after a long drive on 4th down, Mason Young punches it in, and Brighton has a 21-14 lead. All right, under a minute left in the game. Hogan looking for some magic to force overtime, but his pass is picked off by Orlando Martinez. The Bengals take control in Region 6 now with the 21-14 win.
Back to Region 9, Dixie hosting Desert Hills. 1 touchdown in this game. That's it. Bronson Barbin to Joshua Barney. It was a good one, though. Look at this catch. Flyers 2-0 in Region after shutting out the Thunder.
Beaver took its high-scoring show to Milford on Friday night in the first quarter. Trayson Hunter to a wide-open E.J. Allred. A 26-yard touchdown gave Beaver the 7-0 lead. Still in that quarter, Hunter to Allred again. 30 yards this time. Allred added 3 touchdowns to his season total. He now has 14 total. Beaver wins 48-7.
It's hard to believe, but we're already halfway through the high school football regular season. How'd that happen?
Oh my. Yeah, we're going to celebrate Week 5, though, right now with this week's Game Night Live highlight reel. Here it is, the much anticipated release of the Game Night Live Power Rankings as we enter Week 6. Our top 8 teams remain in the same spots as last week, but a change at number 9. 2 teams, the 5-0 Roy Royals and 5-0 Skyview Bobcats, are tied. Orem dropped out from 9th to 12th after losing to Lone Peak. You can see the complete top 20 rankings at KSLSports.com.
The highlight reel's cool and all, but we feel like we really need to narrow it down and celebrate the top 5 plays of the week, too.
Yeah, so that's why we've started the Game Night 5 this season. And so let's begin this week's countdown.
Charles Henderson of Kearns, delivers the boom. You can actually see the soul leave the body for a split second there. Ouch.
All right, number 4, how about Lehigh getting tricky? The wide receiver reverse pass. Maybe Taysom Hill was watching this and got an idea today, right? It worked out for Lehigh.
Give Lehigh credit, Taysom.
Barker.
Max Barker. Brooks Fornelius. Game winner. What a way to end the game. Bountiful beats their rival.
Brooks Fornelius.
Number 2, Bingham's Isaiah Glasker. We know he's a great receiver, but when he picks the ball off, he's got the moves. Look at this hurdle. And he returned that all the way for a touchdown, too, in Bingham's win.
And number 1, Skyview's Isaac Larson. Take it all in. My goodness. So if you're a college football coach, this is a kid you need to really lock in on. He is so talented. He had a 80-yard receiving touchdown, and he had a 95-yard pick 6 in that game.
All right, we're going to turn it up a notch for Week 6 of Game Night Live. JJ, you and Sly and Tom will be in Utah County for 2 of the top-ranked teams in the state. American Fork averages 50 points per game at 5-0 Skyridge, who only gives up 8 points per game. A Region 4 showdown. You can see it at the KSL TV app or streaming at KSLSports.com. It is must-see television.
Number 2 versus number 3 in the state.
I can't wait.
I can't
wait
either. I can't wait for the week. We'll see you Monday.